ladies, and welcome to The Beauty Shaman. So I recently did a video on how to contour a round face. So I had a few comments like, can you do one for thin faces? So of course that makes perfect sense. So I have a thin face. So one of the complaints was, yeah, but you don't have a round face. And then that's true. I can still explain it though. So today I'm going to teach you how to contour a thin face, which will make perfect sense because I have a thin face. So that'll be great. All right. So before we get started, please visit my website at thebeautyshaman.com and use the code SP10 for 10% off everything in my store. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so that you can be alerted every time I upload a video and I can continue making great content for you here on YouTube. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so before we get started down this vein, let's have a sip of tea. So my tea today is Tulsi. I'm having some Tulsi turmeric ginger. I've been drinking a lot of this. It's really delicious. So get your tea and let's talk about contouring a thin face. So one of the things I look at with a woman with a thin face is that, well, normally as we get older, our faces do tend to thin out. Not all the time, but for the most part, I think most of us start to get really thin through here, right? Everything starts to, especially this half of our face starts to kind of really thin out. So the idea with a thin face is you want to raise everything up. Okay. I always joke that we want to go north, right? Our boobs to go north, our booty to go north. We're trying to get everything because it all wants to go south, right? So the idea is light brings out, dark recedes. So that's kind of the light and dark wisdom or understanding that you need to have, and that we're trying to get everything to plump up and go north. So how can you make things look plumper and north? All right, that's the big question when it comes to a thin-faced woman. So part of having a thinner face is generally that we lose some color as well. So we're going to talk about color and what to do to look like we have a lot of color. My makeup is already done, so you can kind of get an idea, and I'll talk about what I've done here. But okay, so to start off with contour. Before we get into contour, let's talk about your skin and plumping up your skin. So of course we want things to go north. We want things to look plumper. I do recommend getting a really good serum. I love a really great serum, changes your whole skin. It really nourishes you. It's like taking a really great daily vitamin, okay? But I'm not going to talk about serums. I'm going to talk about hyaluronic mineral hydrator, which this is mine that I use. This is by Truth Treatments. I sell this on my website. I love this. And what it does is hyaluronic mineral hydrator plumps the skin. That's one of the main things that it does. So before I did this particular makeup, I used some of that mixed with a little biomimetic mist, which helps the efficacy of the product so that it goes deeper into the skin. And that helps to plump your skin. Using products that plump the skin is really great when you want everything to go north and not look quite so thin. Okay, so that's just a little side trick. Okay, so to go on to contour, I just wanted to touch for a second on the color of contour that is appropriate for older women. If you watch women or younger women, I mean, anybody beneath like the age of 45, and the trend is that they're going to take a darker color, like 1 to 2 shades darker than their skin, and sometimes more. And I'm going to show you a color here. This is Bobbi Brown Medium. So this is a really good kind of bronzer / contour color. I use this quite a bit. But this has red in it, like my chest bone has slight bit of red. So this works on me. What you're looking for in a contour is something that is a couple shades darker than your skin, that isn't too much warmer than your skin or too much cooler than your skin. You're really just trying to stay within the scope of your skin. For example, one of my daughters has pinky undertones. So for her contour, she's always had a really hard time finding contour because it usually just looked really yellow on her because she doesn't have yellow undertones, so it clashed. So I would use a contour that has more of a rosy undertone. And you can find those. They don't have to say the word contour, right? You can find ones that are maybe just a translucent powder or a foundation powder. It really is just finding 1 to 2 shades darker than your own skin color. So I have warm undertones, so I'm naturally going to use things like this, which look really great on me. Or in this particular makeup, I used a a different shade than this one. It was just a warmer eyeshadow, believe it or not. Let me just grab it. So today I use this one. It's called Gingerly. So it's a tiny bit warmer even than my own skin, a little bit more of a peachy color. But I think on me, this works really well. This won't work on everybody. I'm trying to be as concrete as I can, as well as leaving room for some of your own creativity within this. And that's a little bit of a tricky road. I don't want to confuse you. But I do feel like oftentimes we go too dark on our contour, and then it makes us look thinner, right? Because if you take a dark color like this, like even if I did this and I really like did that dark contour line that is so popular, it's going out of popularity now, which I'm super happy with. I think it's hard for older women to pull off. And it'll just look like, sort of dirt right there. I think contour is very dicey for looking like dirt. So rather than have dirt on your face, we're going for just something that's going to give you a little bit more of shape. That's what I'm looking at. A lot of times, to be honest, when I make up women, older women, sometimes I don't even use contour because I feel like their faces are thin enough. They've got enough shape going on. That's not what we're aiming at. So I think if you're a few of you, or quite a few of I could say, would just need to disregard contour altogether and go more for blush. But some of you, it will help to enhance your face. So I'm going to teach you just some simple techniques here. So this is a brush that I like to use. You can also use brushes like this, which are slanted. You can also use your fingers if you're using a cream contour. That works just as well. And what you're going for here is you're going for right underneath your cheekbone. So you can feel that. You can see it on my face. And I've cleaned this off. I don't want to add anything else to my face right now. I'm going to go just under, slightly under, and I'm going to put a link in the upper corner here about contour, slightly under, and then you just lightly brush it up. So you're just getting a tiny bit. And what that does is it just enhances what you already have. So you have a little bit of a cheekbone, and you're just going to slightly bring that out. I would not pull this all the way over. I've seen videos where they're like, yes, contour goes up here and down. And it's like, no, not on older women. That doesn't work. It looks bad, actually. So I don't tend to pull it down because we're already more thin here. Even if you have a round face, right? You're more thin through here. So we're really keeping it more to the very outside of your face. Now, having said that, you can also take your contour on a thin face because most of us get a little bit more of a double chin or a little bit more skin right here. Take that, pop a little bit right there. Not a lot because you already have a thin face. I'm just talking if you have a bit of a bump right there, which I do. So I just put a tiny bit right there. You can also take your contour if you have a big forehead like I do and put a little up here. If you have more of a square face, you can put it in the outer corners, right? Anything. So dark recedes, light brings out. That's what we're looking at. I'm trying to recede the bits that I want in order to bring out a shape that I'm looking for in the face. Okay. All right. So hope I haven't lost you yet. So to plump up your face, you really need blush. Now, I'm a big fan of blush. I mean, there was an era where it was like, no blush, don't wear blush. Everybody was like, had dark lips and no blush. And I'm like, yeah, if you're 12, God, some trends, I'm like, okay, dude, that's like so for 20-year-olds or something, which is great. Like my kids are on that age. It's like, bless you. But for me, that doesn't work. So what I recommend, let me grab a blush. Okay, so this is one of the colors I used. I have a few colors on here, but this is one of them. This is just a pink. I always recommend women get a warm blush and a cool blush to go with whatever lip color they're wearing. This is a little bit of a burgundy lipstick, so I have like a bit of a warm, it's me, right? I've got 50 colors on, but a little bit of pink is really nice. So what I recommend is you really want to keep your blush near your eye area, not directly under your eye because we don't want to add anything right there. Right? But after the orbital bone right here, you want to put it right in the center. So if you put blush in the center and bring it up very lightly, it's going to automatically give your face more of a plumped look. So for example, got my brush, and I'm going to tap it in that center and I'm just going to lightly bring it up. And I'm going to keep it around my eye area so that this area right here is the primary place. See that? So that you bring the eye up to here, okay? Not down. Some of you put your blush way too low. I would say keep it really on the cheek And also you can pull it down your neck and your décolleté, over your eye, on your, I always take blush and I kind of run it around all kinds of places just because it adds color. And older women, we really need the color. We want the color in your skin. So go for blush. I also think go for color in your lips. Some of you just wear this very neutrally lip color, which can work in some occasions, but really as an older woman, think color, right? Color really, really works. So that's how I would do it to plump up that cheek. Okay, another trick here for thin faces is to add highlight. I'm a big fan of highlight. If you watch my videos, I do a lot with highlight. Highlight can come like in the Yves Saint Laurent Touche Éclat. Is that right side up here? Love this. You can also use, like in these Jane Iredale palettes that I carry, I love these. They all come with a little bit of a highlight, which is fabulous. This is a powder, and of course, and then this is a cream. Either one, totally your call. I'm going to use my ring finger here with the powder, and I'm going to put it up in here. And then you can also put a little bit here just to get that C shape, right? I've got the C shape with my blush with a little more here. And I'm going to tap it in. Now, some highlights set in fine lines, so really be careful. If you put it on and look in the mirror and it's setting in fine lines and it's enhancing your fine lines, it is the wrong product for you. I would then say get a better product or a finer granuled product. That's why I like the Touche Éclat. It's great. This is a pen like that, and you just kind of run it on there and tap it in, and it's great. Love this stuff. I always joke that if my house was on fire, I'd grab this and then my children. Which isn't true. But anyway, so you see how I'm doing that? So that is bringing everything right to this area. So that's what you're looking for. And you're just looking for a very, very soft contour, if any at all, for older women. So I guess my question to you would be, do you use contour right now? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it with a thin face? How does it work for you? And did I answer your questions? I think this is important. I want to be sure I'm really responding to what your needs are. But that is how I do makeup for a woman with a thin face, which includes myself. I think blending is key. Using the right color is key, and blush, really relying on blush color. Do not forgo a blush. Okay, I hope this is helpful. Please write down below. I'd love to hear from you. I want to be sure that we have a dialogue going, and I'm answering your questions. Okay, so have a great day. I hope you all are doing really, really well, and thank you so much for watching The Beauty Shaman.